So while I was doing the water pump up, you can see that that stud right there actually broke. So I've taken off the air intake, those two screws to give me some room. I'll just put a rag in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to file it flat at the top and then sort of center punch it. So I'm just going to file over the top of that, like that. Just trying to make it like flat. And then got the center punch. So I've already got the center punch there, but I've got to center punch it. So then that way the drill will follow the hole. That's going to be pretty good. So here's the screw extractor kit. On this size here, it says a 1/8 drill. If I look it up in the book, 1/8 is 3.175 of a mil. And I've got some stub drills. These are about 4 mil. So it's about 0.8 mil bigger, but they should be alright, those smaller stub drills, to get into that small gap. So the stub drills, these 4.1 mil stub drills just didn't work. That sort of wondered on that first video, and then these other drills here, I used that one and then that one and that one, I think that one's about a 3.5 mil. That one's about a 2.5. That one's about a 2. That's about a 1.5. I think they're blunt as blunt. So I'm going to have a look at them under the computer microscope, see what's going on. And also, I think the speed of that drill I'm using is not right. I was using a cordless drill, and the right speed in RPM, look up medium carbon steel is probably what it is. It's like a mild steel. For a 3mm drill, you're looking at about 3,000 RPM. Probably at least want to go that for a drill, especially like when you get small drills like that. You've got to run them pretty fast because they're so small. So I'm going to use my other Makita drill. As you look up, max speed is 3,200 RPM for that one. So I think I'll try use that drill. But we'll have a look at these drills and probably sharpen them up and have a look at them under the microscope and see what's going on. So I've cut those drill bits. Photos done. You can see the 2.5 is pretty blunt as 1.5 as blunt, so and some of the rate clearances are pretty bad. So I gave him a sharpen up, and so they look way better on these photos, sharpened photos. 2.5 looks a lot sharper. 3.5 looking a lot better. Yep. 1.5. Yeah, it looks a way sharper, so interested to see how they go. So to give me more room to get into the tight space in there, I'm going to have to take off the like all the fans and that on where the radiator is. So I made a start. I've taken off this plastic cover here. It's just had like plastic screws in there. So took those four plastic screws off. Then that cover can sort of just come off. So next step to take the fans off, just got two connections here that I'm going to undo, and that one there, and then I'm going to use it's a 10mm socket. We've got a bolt right there and another bolt right down below, and then if you look closely, another bolt right down there. And then on the other side, I think there's just a bolt there and a bolt right down the bottom there. So, and then obviously another bolt here, and that's holding the power steering reservoir on. So once they're all sort of undone, hopefully I can take the fans off it. That's finally got those fans off. I actually had a little clip there, and that clip clipped onto that bottom hose here, and that's why it was still sort of getting stuck. I'm going to take off the tensioner pulley because it's sort of in the way. You can't really see where we're working, so I'm going to undo the alternator as well because it's connected, part of it. So undo that bolt there, bolt at the back there, and I think there's another bolt there, and I think that bolt there might be holding the tensioner pulley part on, so I'll take it completely off as well. Another clamp. There's just a 7mm socket for that one. Just see if we can grab that off. That hose will come off. It has. So that's actually got, it's part of the heater. It's actually, I think it's on a sealed O-ring in there, like the other adapter that was in there. I've got hoses. It's actually, you sort of need to pull that out and twist it. Twist this part here and get that out of the way. And there goes the O-ring. It's finally got it off. So that there was the O-ring. It goes on the end there. I'll probably have to get a new O-ring for that. The hose clamp just connected to there. But that actually had, the pipe was actually right up into the middle of that tensioner pulley. That's finally got that off. And then I've got, like, if you can see, I've got a rag poked into there, ragged into there, rags in there, and also into the end of the pipe so you don't get any dust and crap. Tried to get any debris or anything that's gonna, you know, contaminate our water system. But now I can clearly see the broken stud, and should be able to start working on it now, so that's good. Grind that top part off there. There's a little upstand in there, and I reckon it's got some hardened high-speed steel in the middle. I'm going to try and work hard a bit, so I'm going to try and sort of grind that out a bit. Now I'm gonna give it a reset a punch. Hopefully. It's waddling a little bit. Pretty good. So now I've got me drill jig all set up. I've got like a big clamp down the bottom there and an aluminium bar square bar there, clamped on it to it there, and then on there just to support the drill jig there. Then I've got clamp on here with like a socket behind it to squash it there, so it's nice and flat and square. And then I've got another bolt hole I put there, so that way the drill will be nice and square, and you can see that you can't go wrong and it just slides. And it's just a matter of putting the drill bits in and drilling the holes. So the high-speed steel drill bits really didn't go too good. As you can see on this video, like it's obviously hardened at the top of the bolt. As you can see by that video, like it's just not drilling at all. So it's obviously got, and using the drills when they were blunt, it's obviously hard and work hard in the top of the bolt. So what I'm doing, I'm going to order 3 1/8 solid carbide end mills, because carbide's actually a lot harder than high-speed steel. So we'll see how they go and see if it'll drill a lot of that hard and high-speed steel on the top of the bolt. So yeah. That's finally got that one out, just like that. I'm going to give all these bolts a good degrease and get them prepared to prepare them for the reassembly. That's got all those cleaned up. And did all the threads on them, so I'll put a little bit of oil on the threads when I put them back together, so it's ready to go. Now I'm going to degrease the tensioner pulley and also this heater hose. It's quite dirty. Get it ready for assembly. So that's got all those cleaned up pretty good. It's important to have the O-ring part cleaned up, but yeah, they're looking a lot better now. All the grease is off them. So now I'm going to degrease or where the alternator and that was, and just all around where the water pump is too, just to prepare it for reassembly. So that's got that all cleaned up, looking nice and clean. Got all around near the injectors done too. We did also gave the radio a bit of a hose too. That's got that nice and clean now.